All right, it's time for a radio talk takeover short clip, a walk and talk live. I want to talk about the Chicago Cubs. The Cubs, I think, are officially the worst cursed team, maybe in sports. And it could be damn possible that they're the most cursed team in the history of sports. Going all the way back to 1908. And as the story goes, they say a man tried to bring his goat into a World Series game. I could be wrong on this. If I am, correct me. I'm sure Cubs fans will be quick to do that. But he tried to bring a goat into the game, and they refused his ticket for the goat. They said he could stay, the goat had to leave. And the man told them they wouldn't win another World Series, and there goes the curse of the GOAT, of the Cubbies. So, is this franchise the worst cursed team ever? And I say that because the Cubs have had success, and I don't know which one is worse, to just be sorry for many years, or to be good enough and still come up short. I mean, you look at back when the Cubs had Pryor and Wood, something bad would happen anyway. You know, it was still shut down or get injured, and it's the same thing today, except now it's just they got flat out stomped by the Mets at 4 games. And to close out at Wrigley Field. You know, embarrassing. Highly embarrassing, to be more specific. And not only that, but Murphy for the Mets set I believe he set a new record. What was it? 6 home runs, 6 straight postseason games. I believe that's a new record. Either he tied the record or he set a new record. The Cubs just the Red Sox curse was bad. 82 years. Yeah, that was a pretty bad curse, especially for a real baseball town like Boston. But Chicago is a real baseball town also. And we're talking 1908. I mean, my goodness. And I've seen it all from the Cubbies. I've seen them rise, fall, good players come and go. And it just seems like their curse is worse than most teams. If there is a curse, theirs has to be the worst. If there's a such thing. Now, I'm one of those people that, yeah, I believe in those curses. Okay. A lot of people say, oh, that's hogwash. Oh, baby, that's bull crap. Look, damn it. Certain teams are just cursed. All right? It is what it is. Just like certain teams have other teams' number. It doesn't matter who the players are, who the managers are, who the coaches are. They just have their number. And they've always had their number throughout the years. Well, the same thing with certain curses. It just seems like certain teams, they'll reach a certain point and they'll somehow somehow the bottom will fall out. And I can go through a list of them. Okay? The Vikings. How many times have they been to the Super Bowl or been near the Super Bowl and lost? Okay? I mean, they had, think about it. They had Randy Moss and Chris Carter on their team at one point, for God's sake. And still couldn't get it done. And they had Robert Smith as their running back. And they choked against the Falcons in the NFC championship game. So, I mean, just to name a few, the Red Sox used to have their curse on them. Well, they've obviously lifted that up. Let's see who's another curse franchise. The Lions. The Detroit Lions are cursed. The Tigers haven't done anything. The Detroit Tigers, they haven't done anything in a long time. So there's quite a few that you can name. Okay? But I don't think any of them match up to the Cubbies. And you just feel sorry for them. Because Chicago would just go absolutely bananas if they were to win a World Series. And for them to be this close yet again, and this time not even get their heart broken like they did against the Marlins back in the day. I believe that was 2003. That was the year the Marlins won their last championship. Yeah, that was 2003. Yeah, they got their heart broken in a 7-game series, and which I believe Wood hit a home run in that game. It was pretty dramatic, and it looked like the Cubs were going to do something, and the bottom fell out. Well, here we are again. And the Mets hadn't won anything in a long time either. Okay, 1986. That's a long time. But that's nothing. Absolutely nothing compared to 1908. My God. That's a long time. It's not just a long time. Let's just be honest, okay? If we were talking about the Royals, no disrespect, or the Astros, no disrespect, it wouldn't matter as much. We were talking about the Cubs, one of the greatest franchises as far as fan support goes. And not just in baseball, but in sports. And for them to go through what they go through season after season since 1908, that's just almost unimaginable. Okay, and the closest thing you can get to that was the Red Sox, who even they was, what were it, 1917, I believe? Even they had won a championship since 1908, prior to the miracle against my Yankees in 2004. So, I believe that, with all that being said, the debate is over. The poor Cubbies are the worst cursed franchise in all of sports. Because it doesn't come down to talent. It's just something about them. Somehow, some way, they just aren't able to get it done. That's just my opinion. If there was a such thing as a curse, when you look at the Chicago Cubs, that's exactly what you would be looking at.